with the skipper, Chad Rhodes, pitching coordinator, Kent Kleiman, assistant and third base coach, Harrison DeNicola. Fresh off of a tough loss. A tough loss here, Chad. You're rocking the Pittsburgh Penguins hat. You a Penguins fan?
No,
Just like the hat.
just got the hat.
There you go. There you go. A tough
So
loss. A tough loss, no doubt. 4-3. Anytime you lose when you give up the run in the ninth is always a tough one to swallow. What did you see out there today before we dive into any questions? And also, if you guys have questions tuning in and you want to talk about them on the post game show, feel free and ask them.
I did see. I saw a great play in the first inning. T.J. Reeves at the track at right field, saved a couple runs and finish that first to get us back and get going. I saw that. I saw Hank get 2 hits. Um, I saw some just lack of attention to detail, being in the moment, being in the game, some decision making that could have saved a run here, a run there, type of thing. Um, but it was a close ball game. I thought those, I don't know, it felt sloppy. It didn't feel it wasn't a clean game by any means, but a good close baseball game nonetheless. So I mean, there were some good performances, I guess, on the pitcher side. There was some good moments there. I'm sure Ken will talk about with Fernandez and Hines. I mean, Hines, I thought that was huge. Base loaded, no outs, being able to escape with one and keep that game right there. So that was big. Obviously not ideal, but that was big. Like to limit minimize damage right
Yeah.
there. That could have easily spiraled and put us in a hole, and it didn't. So huge. And Jet bridging it there and kind of keeping it close while still giving us a shot. So and then coming up, we still had a shot at the end, and that's what we always want to be able to have. But yeah, that's what I got on the game.
Yeah, there was a lot, all the way around. A lot you could point to. You started. Let's start off with Matt Fernandez on the mound. You or Kent can answer. What'd you like from Fern today? Able to go, 6 innings. That's a season high for Fern. Being able to stretch it out a little bit. Limited damage. I mean, only 3 hits. It's not like either team really was hitting the ball. They only had 5 hits. We had 2.
Right.
But Fern, able to limit some damage. Gave up runs in his last 2 innings, but still. A decent outing from Fern.
Yeah, no, I mean, what we call it start. Walking away, what, 2 runs, 6 innings. So, yeah, he made some pitches when he needed to. They stayed at the bottom, super aggressive lineup, and I thought he attacked them well early. I guess what, yeah, we was talking about the pop ups and the little chopper and easy outs that we wanted, and put ourselves at that one run. I thought the score that we could have just checked that runner and made it a little bit easier on ourselves. He was hung out to dry. So this little baseball IQ being in the moment right there could have helped himself out. I thought it saved one run and kept it at 3-1. But what do you got on? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of the opposite of his last couple starts. I thought the last couple starts kind of took him a couple innings to get into the game. I thought after that play by TJ and Wright, the next couple of innings were quick. I think it was a 7 pitch inning and then I want to say like a 12 pitch inning. So, and then, obviously he kind of labored the next couple innings, but I thought, like Chad said, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. It's a quality start. Just keep building.
Yeah, they were attacking him. They were being aggressive against him, and he was able to put him away. Michael Bublé fan says, "You guys played good and hard. That's what matters. Nice job today," with a thumbs up. Thank you, Michael Bublé fan. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, and he's sending in a lot of likes right now. So very good. Yeah, so he was, they were attacking him hard, and you can't blame him. He went 6 innings, gave you, some energy on the mound, and the offense had support for, that beginning part. He didn't think that was all you were going to get, so he was enjoying that. Left with the win. Not much you could say about it. So good job from Fern. And then Carter Hines comes in, labors a little bit, but Chad did say, obviously he gives up the tying run, but able to get out of that. What'd you take away from Hines' outing?
Yeah, kind of got himself into a pickle a little bit, honestly. He's gave up the knock, then hits the guy with 2 strikes, and then 4 pitch walk. So, kind of not the best way to come out of the pen, obviously. But, fact that he battled, got looks like a quick ground out to Armani that scored the run, but then punch out and fly out. So, I mean, that's it's big by him sacking up and kind of just limiting it to one.
Perfect. Yeah. I also agree. I thought Carter Hines, hurt himself. Even that single, I think, was 2 strikes. So put himself in the jam, but was able to get out of it. Obviously, a big strikeout in there as well. His only one on the day ended with ones all across the board. One hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And then flipping it over to Lotus, it ends up being the bullpen blowing the game. But Lotus, I mean, certainly, I thought looked good. Had a 1-2-3 eighth. Ends up with just good situational baseball against them. That was a great bunt single to start.
I think we just kind of got caught with the pants down there a little bit. First pitch bunt, top of the ninth, and then obviously Zach moves them. I think 1-2 to Scout there. Probably could have executed a little bit better there, but knock up the middle, had to play the plate, gets the next 2 guys out. We still, like Chad said, we still had a chance in the bottom there.
Yeah, even he was able to get out of damage. 1 run, yes, but then there were still runners on base, so he was able to escape there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a well pitched game. Whenever you only give up 4 runs, it was good. Unfortunately, it goes as a loss on the bullpen there. How is it easy to bounce back after that when you say, hey, individually it was good by us, but we still ended up with a loss.
I mean, you wake up and play baseball tomorrow. I think that's as simple as it is. Take your lumps, learn from what you didn't do right, and take the positives and keep it pushing.
Perfect. Yeah, let's flip it over to the hitting side. Harry, what'd you see out there? Obviously, only 2 hits from the Y'alls. A lot different team versus what you saw from Windy City. What'd you see there down the third base line?
I thought we started off hot. I thought we had quality ABs. I thought we were being patient at the plate, making them throw it over the plate. 3 runs in the first, capitalized on some mistakes they had. Moonshot fly out they dropped. That's always huge. So I thought we had a lot of momentum. I thought we did pretty good the next couple innings too. I thought Eisenbarger did a good job of actually landing his other pitches in the zone after that first inning. And we were still doing good on pitch count. I think we almost had him at 100 after 5. They put him back out there in the 6th. So we were doing everything we wanted to do. It was just a ball game. I thought we got really aggressive middle late in the game, early in the count. And maybe that's to the youth we have, but that's also baseball. We were swinging the sticks really hot. We had plenty of opportunities to capitalize. But, when you got one guy having all your knocks on the day, it's going to be hard to win a game. But yeah, that's what I saw over there. Nothing crazy. I mean, like Ken said, we're going to wake up tomorrow. We still got 60-something more of these games. So, baseball.
66. That was game number 30 there. Actually, a question about the game. First, let's talk about Michael Bublé. You win some, you lose some. If you don't win, you learn from your mistakes. Good advice. And then Lee Brooks saying, no umpire saw the ball hit Zaid in the box, ?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. That was one of the plays. We could have, hopefully been more on our side. Hit Zaid in the leg, bounces fair. Really, nobody moves. They're screaming bloody murder to throw it to first. And Chad goes out there and talks, and nobody saw it, I guess. Camera didn't even see it. So there you go. Got to get ready to go, not give up 1 run, and then go win a ball game.
What did Kevin say to you?
Yeah, obviously Kevin's got to get help because he didn't see that. But he knew the situation of the game. The guy in the box factors into it because he knows the guy. He knows the guy's going to run. Obviously, the situation if it didn't hit him, our vantage point obviously we're right behind him where we can't see anything. So clearly, the only guy who has the best vantage point, the easiest one, is the guy at first base who, along with his partner, had a bad night, I guess. My first night having them, but I hear it's the 4th bad night that they've had. So, yeah, I mean that moment right there was huge, game changing moment, obviously. But no, I mean I believe Zaid right there obviously hit him. He didn't run. I mean I'm right there with it. He's the type of guy if that just happened, he's gonna try and bust out of the box and make something happen. So, that's all I got to go off of. That's all anybody had to go off of, and yeah, nobody's talking. So, wasn't the worst call they made all night. But
You answered this one. You answered this one in the broadcast. Talking about the foul ball that was called late after we threw the guy out. The one where Quinones picked it up, was able to make the play. I think it just hit the runner, right?
Yeah.
Leaving the box.
Leaving the box.
Came out slow.
The strike 3.
Yeah.
No, the foul ball off home plate for their guy early in the game.
We saw it off the plate.
Oh,
We
it hit
didn't
their
see
Yeah.
him running out of the box.
hit their guy's
Mhm.
jersey running out of the box.
Yes. Yeah. So that hit. That's also Lee there. Yeah, that hit the guy out of the box. So yeah, I mean, it was a foul ball there. I thought even Quinones might have picked it up foul, but it was a clean play after that. So
No, I had a conversation. And the conversation with Kevin is clear, man. I'm not bashful about my conversations I have. It's just a conversation between two grown men about what's going on. He knew the situation of the game too, and so I told him. I said, man, I was like, obviously, situation of the game. Obviously, some words are exchanged, and I'm nothing negative to Kevin because I understand what he's working with. Um, and so that moment of the game is it's a big high pressure moment, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not throwing you out." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to do what it takes to get thrown out right here, because I'm not going to make that look and of myself, whether it was the right moment to do it or not, is what it is."
Yeah.
But you know,
absolutely.
that's me. I'm going to be me.
Yep. Lee saying, okay, cool. I think the only other thing I would want to talk about in the ninth inning, obviously we still had a chance. There.
Yeah.
Armani Smith gets 4 straight balls. I think it was 2 big strikeouts against Bobo and Nieves. Obviously, Bobo was swinging outside the box there. Nieves goes down looking on strike 3.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you got to want to be swinging in the bottom of the ninth if you're anyone. Any words to, anything, any message to Bobo or Nieves after those at bats?
No, I thought it was what I got to see in that ninth inning. 4 guys in a row got like to have one of the biggest moments of their season. So everybody got to be in that moment. I mean, it's not necessarily the result of it that's going to dictate how they're going to be in the next one, but now that they have been in those waters, I think it makes those next ones a lot easier. But well, that situation was way different. He could have done a lot of things in that moment, and you got to see where his head was at. And I like the aggressiveness, but just being in that moment now, next time, being a little bit more patient and not swinging at the ball.
Yeah.
On first pitch because we had different options there. So being able to see the guy in that situation, that's just a growing moment for a young hitter. So I'm excited for him to be in that spot next time. Hector, same thing. I think he had a good AB, seen the ball well, and I think he just got caught guessing right there on that on that spot. So it was obviously anybody's gonna be swinging if you get locked up and you can't pull the trigger. When you get locked up, you can't pull the trigger. So it is what it is. And then I thought Shane felt had a good one, worked a good one, and I was excited to see Moreno get it done right there too. So it was cool to see all those guys in that big game, tie the game up, win the game type of moment was cool for all those guys.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so some growing pains there, maybe. Some rookies just getting to be able to live in that moment in the ninth.
Yeah, no pain, no growing pains. I mean, it is what it is. You've done or you don't. Being in a situation itself is what it's about.
Awesome. That's what you play for, man. You want to get
Those are the moments you want.
That's the moment as a kid, right?
That's why we're putting on our jersey every night, man. Yeah, we're expecting to win every game, but you want to have the bottom of the ninth, do it for the guys. It's a big moment in the season for us. Yeah, that's that kid moment. Like we practice for this, we dream about it. Like this is why we play 100 games in 12 days. Like this is why we're here. So yeah, that's all I got.
Lee asked any thought about a squeeze or a bunt in that moment.
With the bases loaded, man, come on.
I think Bobo. Bobo with guy on first.
Well, squeeze, you can't squeeze.
No, there was a squeeze. You could sack bunt right there.
Sack bunt and the guy that doesn't bunt.
And the guy who doesn't bunt, righty lefty matchup.
So no, it's not a bunt. It's a bunt situation for the right guy, yeah. But you're gonna give a free out for a guy who doesn't bunt and taking a risk at a double play and putting him in the hole when he could just let him swing off a guy who throws strikes. His adjustment is he's young and he shouldn't have swung at the first pitch.
That's it.
So if he doesn't swing the first pitch, we're 1-0. And now we can think about bunting. Or we can think about letting him see one more pitch, which typically taking the 1-0, and if he would have took the 1-0 on the same pitch, it would have been 2-0. Now we're sitting in the driver's seat, and we got his time plate first and all that. So now we can do multiple things. So no, I'm not going to go back and have the guy bunt when he's not a bunter. What question?
Good question. He said no. No, he said no first and third. Then it's Nieves at the plate. And then he said, "I get that wrong, guy." I don't think the answer changes too much there on the first and third. Then it's 1 out with Nieves. Then that would be the squeeze play.
What are we talking about?
Lee asked again. The moment it would be first and third when Nieves. At first, he asked about a squeeze, and I thought it was the one after Bobo or after Armani got on. It was Bobo. So this is Nieves at the plate now, first and third. Obviously, it's still the ninth. Yeah. Yeah, you reached on the air.
No, we ran Javier. Quinones hit that ball.
Went under his leg.
Yeah. Bill Buckner. Buckner.
That's what it looked like.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's same situation. The runner at third's going to dictate that, and then the guy hitting's out of bunter. Doesn't bunt.
Yeah, that's a
There's
tough
some
one.
players that can bunt. Yeah, but you're gonna if you got a big league pitcher and a big league catcher, and doing a safety squeeze with your hottest hitter in a perfect situation, he's not going to get doubled up with plenty of space up the middle to hit. He's going to get strikes, and he got his strikes. His mistake again. He swung balls out of the zone, and then got froze up and locked up full count.
He didn't strike out without a different conversation.
Oh yeah.
And you missed the bunt, then it's you had that guy out at home.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to
He
swallow.
doesn't put the bunt
Yeah.
just throw him in a 2-strike count, which has happened 3 times this year. So.
Yeah. No, good questions, Lee. Appreciate you tuning in there. This one's already at 16 minutes here, so I want to just kind of go on to the next one. You'll hurt yourself if you keep thinking about a tough loss. Villalobos on the mound tomorrow. Pickleball night at Thomas More Stand. What are you hoping to see from Villa? Had some good success against Lake Erie last year.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to know his game plan. We know his game plan. It's just up to him executing or not. I mean, can't do it for him. We can just line it up for him. He knows them. Saw him tonight. I'm expecting the same via. Moves fastball in and out. Work well together with Q and have another good game.
Absolutely. Michael Bublé says, "Damn, I'm going to try to get to pickleball night." Absolutely. First 1,000 fans in attendance. Y'all's pickleball paddles. Going to be exciting. Concert after the game as well. We appreciate you guys tuning in, but also the coaches, taking the time to talk about it. This was a good one. Actually getting some fan engagement there. So we'll catch you next time tomorrow on Pickleball Night. Villalobos 6:36 start, and we're ready for some more Y'all's baseball. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah.